Hi, I'm Scott, and we're here on a beautiful day on IMOCA 4 in the harbor in Lorient. And we've had some people ask some questions online, and so I'll do my best to answer them. So this year the main focus is the route to Rum. It begins the 1st of November, and so that gives a lot of training time from now here in April until then. And so we're taking the boat to Canada, give me the most time I can have on it. And we'll keep the boat in Canada until the middle of August and then sail it back to France, where I'll do some ocean training before the race on the 1st of November. So training this year has just begun with me here right now in Lorient for my first time on the boat since the ocean race. With respect to seasickness, it's going to be a bit choppy out there, but it'll be a nice test. In the main plan, we are bringing the boat to Canada, and it will give me a nice opportunity to get a lot of time on the boat in flatter waters. And I think that comfort that I have will translate into me becoming less seasick when I'm back on the ocean. The toughest thing I find with solo sailing is the balance between doing the work to keep the boat go fast and managing myself and my needs in terms of food and sleep. Especially when you're seasick, that all becomes super hard. But after the first few days of seasickness, really the tough part is balancing, getting enough rest while keeping the boat happy and moving quickly. Sleep when you're racing is a priority. You have to take care of the skipper or everything comes down. And sleep is difficult at times. This boat is moving a lot of times at speeds higher than 30 knots, bouncy, really uncomfortable. But we have 2 bunks on the bed, one on either side. They cant from side to side depending on the heel of the boat. I have nice memory foam mattresses in them, and I'm nicely tucked in and tight. And I find actually keeping my head from moving is a big part of it. So I have a blanket that I wrap and really build a cradle for my head. And if I can keep my head from flopping around too much, I usually can get some pretty good sleep. Fueling your body for sailing is a big part of offshore sailing. And I have a whole spreadsheet that I've developed that has all of my needs and my macros, my needs in terms of protein, fat, and carbs, and overall calories for a given day. And then I plan meals and food that lines up with that, but it also has to be food that stays safe when you're offshore, so freeze-dried food is a big part of it. As far as training goes this summer, most of what we'll be doing is day sailing, so I'll be bringing on snacks and sandwiches and things like that. But in terms of offshore sailing, it really does come down to food that lasts for quite some time and food that is there and available enough for me to get the energy that I need. For me, the best part of solo sailing is really managing the boat and being the one responsible for making the boat do what it's doing. And it's an amazing feeling when the boat is humming along and just running perfectly in all regards, and you can kind of sit back and know that I'm the one that did that. I'm the one that's making this happen. And it's also really fun when it's not running well to make those tweaks and changes and experiment and see what it takes to get it moving well. So those are a few of the things that I love about solo sailing. Well, we've just launched IMOCA 4 since the refit, and the crew has sailed her across from the UK over to France, and all reports are that everything is functioning really well. There's a few things I want to go through this week to make sure they're working, and then the boat will be ready to ship off to Canada. But all in all, the refit was a huge success, and everything is really running really well. And thank you very much, everyone, for your questions, and thanks for following my adventure. It's a lot of fun, and I hope you continue to watch, and stay tuned for lots of updates coming from this summer.